Good evening and welcome everyone here to the big finale of the, for now, final season of GTRC WTCC. We have 3 races tonight. Usually it would be Autopolis in the calendar, but last week the PSN service had a big issue, and so we are back at Suzuka with a shortened race 2. So technically the guys who participated in the race when it crashed in lap 3 are able to race and get some good points. The guys who are not in the race have to wait till we open the Autopolis lobby. The weather looks fine here today. Rain is possible, but it currently doesn't look like it. So there's no qualifying. We can give you the grid order. After lap 2 last week, it was Stein van Hart leading in front of Ashby. Then the championship leader Joe Witt. On P3, what is very important for him. Then we had Freddie Winkle on P4, Will Sutters on P5, so 2 positions behind his big championship rival. Just I think 10 points are separating them, 10 or 12 points. Dominik Kubinski on P6, Langstadler P7, Clark on P8. And I think Lucas Mays, who disconnected in the second race last week, will start at P9, and that should be the grid. The grid for the big finale will be filled with a few more slots. I don't know if Dagi was. I know he was in the first race. I don't know if he was in the second race, but we're gonna see. So, 10 drivers checked in. Check if someone isn't here who was there last week. Should be fine. Room Serio waiting for the Autopolis round. And yeah, we have technically all championships can be decided or will be decided today definitely, but there's no decision made yet. Of course, in the Tom Coronel Trophy, it is pretty unlikely that Stein van Hart. Yeah, room. Just open a party, invite me, and then we can commentate together. Stein van Hart needs to score 2 victories and a second position to overtake the Swift from Tyler Davison in the Tom Coronel Trophy. So last season's driver champion. The chances are really high that he's also getting the Tom Coronel Trophy today. Same in the team championships. I think as long as both Team Spirit cars finish and don't disconnect, the chances are really low that 515 Motorsports can catch them. We'll quickly go to the party. Hola, Mr. Sereo. Can you hear me? There he is.
Nice, loud and clear.
Perfect, perfect. So yeah, back to the team championship. Yeah, I think Team Spirit will gonna take it today. And then is the driver championship. Like I said, I don't have the accurate rankings from last week because we just did half of the races. But yeah, Will Sutters definitely finished ahead of Mr. Joe Witt. Yes, and I think the gap is down to 10 points, and this is the closest gap on the final round I can remember. I think season 7 was the last time when Fuji was the decider for Jordo van der Speck. and the rest of the seasons were
pretty much done before the, or at
Yeah, I
least
think
decided
we
before
had
the last round.
we had the fight between you and Jason Grant, Swift versus I don't know in which car Team Spirit actually was there, but that was I think decided in a penultimate round at Bathurst when your throttle didn't work that well.
I remember.
When the already slow Swift died on the straights.
Yeah, it was because there was a time on GT7 that you had like tiny stutters, like blip 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 on your screen, and somehow they actually put it on the patch notes, like game performance may decrease, and it was weird because on qualifying I did like I think it was a 147 or something like that. Well, it's totally inaccurate. But then on the time things, it said 143. But then on the race, I was back again to 247.
The qualifying like was brilliant, so pace looked very good. But then in the race, I think 3 or even 4 seconds off.
Yeah. It was
but yeah, short question to a former champion. Who is your guess for tonight? Who will take away the championship? Is it Joe Witt on his second full season, or is it Will Sutters to become at least the one-time the champion of GTRC WTCC? I think the driver with the most victories overall.
I can't believe he hasn't won a championship, man. Poor man.
I think
it, to be honest.
To be fair, I think until the admin pool went a bit bigger, he never was really going for it. So that is to be fair. I think he had multiple times the position to become the champion, but he never really went for it. I think I heard him say it is like not a cool thing to win your own championship.
Well, then let Joe win, man. I mean, what's the issue?
But I think, since the admin pool is a lot bigger and most of the teams are involved into stewarding, there is.
I think he's gonna go for it.
No one saying that something is being biased. I think if stewards or something else would be biased, Will would already lead. I think we all remember the Road Atlanta incident. Where he received a 30-second penalty and a qualifying ban, and without this he would already be in front of Joe Witt. So someone's game crashed. Yeah, everything will be.
Everything is sorry, Sick. I interrupted you there.
No, I'll go that. Okay, it's just. I will quickly type.
For me, this race, I think it's gonna be Joe's biggest chance, because on the rain, I was in the practice lobby, and Jesus, he was like a second per lap faster than Chico.
I think Will is really going for it. I know that he's kind of quick on most of the Japanese tracks. The short layout of Autopolis is also a layout that should fit the Lexus. I have the feeling that the rear-wheel driven cars are anyway a bit better in the wet.
Yeah, they should. The M4 felt good. I wasn't close to Will, but I mean he's completely in another universe. So
I think we'll really try hard at it. I mean, I've never seen him practicing before for anything.
Ooh,
but
polemics.
But this season he's starting, and also here tonight he's currently the fastest guy on track. I mean, Suzuka, also Japanese track. But he were really quick last week as well. But also Joe was quick around here. So I think one of the key points will be to go to the grid again. Yeah, there is Freddie Winkle between Joe Witt and Will Sutters. Joe Witt has the slight disadvantage of having Ashby right in front of him, so Will Sutters might receive some help from his teammate, who probably gonna make the Lexus as wide as possible.
Yeah. Also, when race 2, I wasn't there, but I saw a bit of the streaming. I remember Will was doing an awesome comeback, and also Joe, I believe. We were both doing pretty well.
Both were. I think when the lobby actually crashed, Joe was in the lead, already. And I think Will was also 2 positions more ahead.
Yeah, he was there. He was like with the group behind Joe, but he was there. So let's see how it goes now. Oh,
so who's your favorite for tonight? At least for the Suzuka stint.
For the Suzuka, I'm having hopes on Joe. Wait, Joe is third.
Joe is third, yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot round 1. Yeah. No, I barely had the result. Oh, mine is starting first.
Yeah,
let's see how this goes.
I might go for an outsider's call and say Van Hart, because I think Joe might get in trouble from Ashby. And this could give Van Hart the opportunity to run away in the front. It's a shortened race, we will still have a pit stop.
Yes.
Ashby with a solid start, but no chance to attack Van Hart that early. No position changes, but Will Sutters is already close to Freddie Winkle.
Going, yes. Yes, Sig. We're already going for it.
But Freddie Winkle can defend, and the Audi should be good in the S's. Kubinski right on the rear of Will Sutters.
Also, Ashby close to mine there. To be honest, I don't know if the Peugeot does seem to be pretty good on corner exit. Ashby's going for it. Mine goes defensive. He should have this on the back. Yeah, he does. Now let's see if Joe can see a chance.
I think
Mine
maybe
is
the hairpin.
a huge favor, I believe, for Joe.
Ashby with a good exit, maybe with a little dive into the hairpin.
Maybe dive in the hairpin. No, he's gonna. Oh, Joe! I don't know if he went for Chico, went defensive against Amateur. Oh, Will's already 5th. Wait, he was. Oh,
he was.
He was.
But everything is really close now.
Sorry.
I think.
My bad.
I think
my bad. I was like,
the cars in the back of Van Hart. Well, maybe a little push here from Sutters against Freddie Winkle.
Yeah, Dominik also going for it.
Also, Kubinski is passing.
It was a bit nasty, but luckily it didn't end it badly.
Haven't seen if there was a little contact from Sutters. But it looked like as he went a bit deep. Yeah, Ashby, no chance to overtake the Peugeot on the straight line.
Also, it's 130R, so unless you're a Formula 1 car or something like can make it flat out. Oh, Dominik, huge lag spike. Luckily, his route to recover.
I think it was just on stream. He lost a bit of time, but no car was really affected.
Yeah, luckily. Everyone seems pretty close, to be honest. Mine may have to go defensive here. Close. Let's see on the S's, because on corner exit the Peugeot seems to be struggling a bit. Oh, Ashby!
Ashby is looking for a way around.
He's finding the door, but at the moment it isn't there. Great race so far. Oh, Amateur is a bit wide. It's maybe Super's chance. No, and the S's is not gonna be enough to retake the TT. On that Peugeot. No, back at the lead. Jesus, they're all so close together, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Championship fight between Will and Joe.
Now side by side through the darkness. Will is backing up, but going for the switchback.
Will's got him.
And Sutters is ahead of Joe Witt.
Oh my lord! Oh, so careful with Dominik. He's really close to. Joe goes for it. I don't know if he was defensive or...
Big dive here from Joe, but he managed to make it clean.
He didn't end it badly. He stopped it pretty well, to be honest. A little touch, but at least it didn't end it pretty badly. I don't know where to look. If to look to Chico.
So this championship fight is really spicy. And
he defends on Spoon. I don't know if that was a bit too late. Oh, Chica's on the lead. Oh, Dominik again, at least on my screen, is lagging a lot.
Yes, Dominik has a lot of lags and is now on the inside of Will Sutters. No clue how he got in that position because he looked really behind him.
As a lag expert, he uses lag switches. As a lag expert myself.
So yeah, since Sutters and with also Kubinski started to fight, Van Aert and Ashby, where the lead switched.
Gap.
But the gap...
Senna moment? Oh, Dominik is going for Will though.
I think he's the former teammate of...
Nice. Oh, Will is going for the undercut.
Sutters is going in the pits.
I saw him hitting the... I actually, my heart skipped a bit, to be honest. I saw him hitting the wall in the pits.
So this might be a really smart move from Sutters here to get out of this fight that cost a lot of time.
Yeah,
Van
also
Aert against
wide.
Ashby.
Let's see mine. Yeah.
Smoking tires on Ashby's car.
This is Joe's chance, by the way.
Joe Witt is going next to Stein Van Aert and taking position number 2. And now he's behind Sutters' teammate.
He knows he has to go. He's probably gonna pit this lap because there are many. Well, I mean there are 5 laps, but.
And this could be the chance. I mean, if Ashby just braking a bit too much in the corners, going maybe 2-3 kilometers per hour slower than usual, this might be enough to give Sutters enough space to overtake him during the pit stop.
By the way, he's slowing down. He's slow. Oh, yeah, I said that and he literally did a purple. Okay. Oh, going for it in the hairpin.
But Ashby knows how to defend this position.
Yeah, he does. Also, Will didn't change tires. He's going only for fuel. He's going... Also his tire wear is way less than Chica. Impressive tire management by Will.
And we haven't seen it, but Zolt Langstadler went up to P4. Brilliant comeback after he started 7th, I think. Also, Clark is on P5. Kubinski dropped down to P6. Must have been a mistake from him.
Yeah, probably. I bet this time he's gonna change tires. I talked to him before, and in race 1 he had a 3-second penalty for crossing the pit lane. That's why he was so far back, because he didn't change tires. And when I was watching this stream, I was like, what happened to him? Because he didn't change tires. He should be ahead, but
it's a shortened race. I think the full 10 laps are not very good on one set of tires, but 8 laps might be doable.
Oh, Joe stays out. Super and Dominik to the pits. Also Clark, sorry I miss him. Van Aert going for Joe. Be careful, mine could be the cherry on top that Will needs. Also Chica is deep, but managed to defend it pretty well, to be honest. Let's see.
Now in the end, it will be hard to overtake.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think Joe is losing too much time behind Ashby. I think Joe is losing too much time behind Ashby.
Joe doesn't look good for Joe. Will already ahead of Clark by some margin, to be honest. I don't know the distances. Is 2.2 seconds.
But I think
so we're seeing this.
Whatever happens, as long as Joe Witt finishes exactly 1 position behind Will Sutters in every race, there's no chance for Will Sutters to get this championship. But we're gonna see. There's still Ashby in between.
I understood that Will was ahead in the championship. Okay.
No.
Now my hopes are up. I thought it was the other way around. I was like, Jesus.
Freddie Winkle was a bit wide, lost a bit of time here. And Sutters just 22 seconds behind his teammate after the pit stop.
Oh, Dominik again, the pit lane. He has a 30-second penalty.
And went right into the gravel.
Oh, damn it.
And again, again.
Oh, no.
Unlucky race for him.
Yeah. Yeah, also, let's check the first, because the first place fight, because, well, we'll probably undercut them already, but...
Yeah,
but
the top 3
are hot, to be honest.
Very close together.
Yeah, I know. Mine lost a bit of ground, but it doesn't seem to be that far off of this pace, to be honest. To this pace, sorry.
Went a bit wide in 130R.
Yeah, I jinxed it,
but that's no problem.
They should pit now, to be honest. Or maybe, well, in terms of fuel, they could last another lap. Yeah, Ashby going to the pits, also Joe. Van Aert also going for it. He had to lift up a bit the throttle. Let's see, Amateur stays out.
Freddie Winkle stays on track, is now taking the lead. And where's Will Sutters? He's now going into the chicane.
He's in the chicane. he should got this. They didn't even arrive to the mechanics yet. None of them. Okay, Chica arrived, Joe too, and also mine, but Will is on the line. Also fastest lap by Will.
So he's definitely
this
pushing
man
it to
is
the
going
limit.
for it. Oh, Chica!
But Ashby is...
That was close though. That was close. Oh, because Joe changed tires. Oh, Super not overtaking Joe. That was a smart move. He actually hit the brakes.
So Joe
I wonder if Joe can recover from this. At least gain places, because the cars ahead of him all have worn tires.
Yeah, Ashby looks really poor on the tires. I think they might drop down a lot, and the gap is just 3 seconds. Clark also haven't changed tires.
Pretty nice compared to Chica, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Clark is really good on the tires, so it will be tough to overtake him.
Yeah, I completely agree now.
But the good thing for Joe is he has at least Langstadler in his back to protect him from...
Also Clark had a little moment, managed to correct it though, but it's gonna cost him time. This is music to Joe's ears. Also, I'm surprised by how close Ashby went out of the pits compared to Will, to be honest. Will is doing the famous warning lights of no fighting. That's at least what he told me when he does that. Means let's be allies. Well, I mean, they're teammates, so... And also, he should be getting away. It has better tires, has a nice pace. Let's see, now the groups after the pit stop seem a bit far of each other. Let's see what amateur comes out, to be honest.
My phone is ringing. Take over.
Ah, okay. No worries, man. Let's see amateur now going to the pits. Let's see if he changes tires or not. Jesus, he's literally with no single fuel. 0% of fuel for Mr. Amateur. Let's say Will, because he doesn't seem to be gaining a lot. He's probably gaining, but... Okay, now actually soft. Okay, now he probably gained. And Super is having a pretty good pace, to be honest. He's kind of close to Joe. Let's see, counting meters as maximum as possible. Will takes the lead now. Amateur still hasn't left the pits. He's probably gonna be behind mine. He's behind mine and doesn't have new tires, so it's gonna be an issue for him. Oh, Chica has a 0.5 second penalty. And also let's see Clark, because I see him oversteering a lot. I wonder if something like it did happen to Tyler is happening to him also. That once the tires get a bit worn, for some reason the front wheel drive cars start oversteering, even though the front tires are more worn than the rears. But okay, I'm not questioning logic. Also Joe can do this. If he pulls the right moves, he can completely do this. And I wonder maybe even Super can gain something of this. Will is gone. Will has to manage this distance. He seems to be struggling a bit with the tires though. He went a bit wide. I don't know if it's his ideal racing line, because some drivers prefer to stay on the center on the hairpin. Some others prefer to take all the space. To be honest, I'm not sure what's better to do. Let's see, Joe is really close to Clark. The Peugeot should be a bit faster than the TT on straights. Let's see, on a spoon he shouldn't do it. The TT should be better on corners. But maybe the tire wear is gonna be an issue. Let's see now in this straight going to 130R. Chica is off! Oh my lord! He stopped. Look, he stopped Clark, but now Joe literally wins 2 places. What a lucky situation for Mr. Joe, who knew how to use it. And also does a purple, so may even do a fastest lap and everything. And also Super overtakes Chica. Chica's tires are done. I can completely guarantee Chica's tires are done. He's gonna try to survive because now he has to end up like this, but... Ooh, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare for him. He was on 209, so now he did a 212. So you get an idea. He's literally 3 seconds per lap slower. Mine could get this also. He has new tires. Amateur, it's gonna be tight. He needs more Chica mistakes. Maybe. Oh, Jogi left the room. Let's see Joe. He did a 207. What's the gap? 2.4. We need... Oh, it's gonna be really close. We need literally a second per lap and plus an overtake. Well, we'll see, we'll see. I don't think it's impossible. Will can also fail. I mean, the pressure is on Will. The one that has advantage is Joe. Joe can literally finish second every single race and win the championship. Will has to win at all costs, because I highly doubt Joe is gonna give any room, to be honest. And now let's see if Super can deal with Clark, although his tire wear doesn't seem to be saying the same, because he changed 4 tires. Also, Chica, I think, overtook mine. Despite his completely destroyed tires, he actually overtook a spot. I don't know if mine made an overtake, a mistake. Probably did. Let's see now what, if he goes. He goes in for Spoon. He knows he has way better grip. Managed to leave the space, and nicely done by mine. Nicely done on Spoon, a really hard corner to overtake, to be honest. Also nicely done by Chica, left the space and was predictable on track. Both parts did a pretty good job on that move. Let's see now, the gap is 1.7, he goes to 2.4 at the beginning of the lap. I don't think it's gonna be enough, but you never know if Will's gonna fail. I highly doubt Joe is gonna fail, but to be honest, I'm actually also surprised by Clark, because he's kinda... Okay, now on the exit he completely lost it, but he seemed to be way closer than before. He's doing fastest laps and also being consistent. This man is going for it. He sees that golden boy over there and he says, I'm going for you. I'm going for you. I know I have the pressure on you. I'm the one ahead in the championship. I can finish second every race and I'm still gonna get it. Will has 1.5 seconds. He can do this. He's in a pretty comfortable situation, but again, his tires are pretty worn. Well, maybe not so comfortable. He's going a bit wide. 3 seconds slower, but because tire wear, I mean, just look at his tires. Even though Joe on the SS is not gaining much, to be completely fair. Let's see what these two can do. They both hit the brakes. 1.1, he won 2/10. On the exit he should lose a bit. Not much though. 1.8 is slower than fastest lap, but he has some tire wear, it's normal. 1.1, man, he needed one more lap. If the race was 9 laps, he would have a chance, man. He's gonna be out there, man. He's gonna be there. I highly doubt he's gonna do a Senna move. He doesn't need it. It looks far off, but it's not even a second. It's not even a second. He needed another lap. He needed another lap, man. Joe, oh, he's Batman today. Let's see, Will is trying to weave a bit. I don't think he's doing much, to be fair. No, Joe, don't play that game. Don't play that game. Jesus, that Peugeot cut's really nice to win. Let's see this corner. Oh, what a nice corner by Joe, man! He's gonna be there! He's gonna be there! He fakes a move, trying to pressure his Will. Oh, it's not gonna be enough. He needed one more lap, man. He needed one more lap. Will risk it, and he done it, ladies and gentlemen. He gets a W, but it was so close. Nice podium by Clark, by the way. P5 for mine, P6 for Chica. Shame about the tires. Amateur P7, and Dominik a really unlucky race. Let's hope that Autopolis is another case scenario.
Yeah, definitely for him.
Yeah, it will. Jesus, I didn't expect Joe to come back that nicely, to be honest. It was just 3/10 at the end.
It was crazy how close he got to Wilsatis.
I completely agree. He just needed one more lap. Not even a full lap, maybe. Wow.
A few corners, to be honest.
Literally.
Yeah, but championship race will be a lot closer now.
Yeah.
Settings will be changed. So now for Autopolis, as we usually run random weather, there was an agreement between admins and drivers, and that if Red Bull Ring and Suzuka doesn't bring rain, it will be a guaranteed rain race at Autopolis. So that's what we have now.
Oh, yes.
So Joe Witt will now set the lobby settings. It will be heavy rain for the qualifying, equal conditions, so the track is not getting quicker over time.
Okay.
And then we start with the same, almost the same, you cannot copy it exactly, but almost the same settings in the race. We have RO7 as the first weather slot, so heavy rain. Then we get 2 cloudy slots, and then RO3 at the end of the race. So it might not get dry enough to go on the slicks. Maybe there's an interstint. It will be pretty
I like
interesting,
that.
depending on the wind.
Yes.
RO3 is a rain setting, but it is not guaranteeing rain. So if it
It's
stays
like
dry,
yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. That's cleared quickly. Yeah, I agree, Chico.
there we see it.
Yes. Well, sick. I'll be off
Was
because
a pleasure.
yeah, man, I should do this more often, to be honest. Please, if you need commentators, please tell me. I'll try to do it as nice as possible, to be honest, if my voice allows it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Well,
good luck on track for you now.
yeah, thanks, man. We'll see.
Let's see if
go.
there's some silverware for you. So yeah, Autopolis WTCC conditions are very, very wet. You see, blue bar is completely filled, no wind. And equal conditions means equal conditions, so they, over the whole 15 minutes of the qualifying, they will stay the same. So no dry line, it is purely the pace of the drivers. In the pre-qualifying, then the lobbies will set us look insanely fast, also Ashby. But completing the rear-wheel driven, little advantage maybe, also Ruben Serreo was on quick times. We're gonna see. Let's quickly type in the chat. So Dougie, the only one on track at the moment. Full wet tires, and you see how difficult the conditions are. 15 minutes qualifying, so we're Ashby on the intermediates, the rest seems to be on the heavy wets, Kubinski on the softs. That's definitely not the right tire for today. And why we set the weather on equal conditions is simple. Last time we had a wet race, it was Red Bull Ring, and we had a lot of chaos when drivers backed out, changed tires, and then the tires were locked for the race, and they started on soaked conditions with soft tires, and only 4 cars were actually competing for the victory in the end. But it might be a bit too wet for the intermediate tire. Kubinski is again on the softs. So for race number 2, the weather will be back on random, so rain is still possible but not guaranteed. Sutter is the first one on track, shortened the gap again to Joe Witt, and the championship fight is getting closer. What we also can say is that Stijn van Hart will not get the Tom Coronel Trophy. But yeah, the scenario was really unrealistic anyways. The short layout of Autopolis. Let's see what lap times we will get here in the wets. In the dry we're expecting something like 1:11. And we're just definitely aiming to get a really good qualifying result. And I think also Ashby is pushed if he can qualifying. If he can out-qualify Joe Witt, it would be a big one for Sutters and also the team. As we had Langstadler and also Witt with good results here at Suzuka. And both cars are starting here. I think we can say congratulations Team Spirit to the team championship. Sutters is running up to Dougie, who's not leaving the space, so this is a lost lap for Sutters. 1:24.3. This is first flying lap. Stein van Hart cannot get close. Ruben Serreo on P2 now. Ashby also with not the best lap. We know that he can definitely do quicker. Lucas Mays on P5 now, Sophie on P6, Clark P7. Joe Witt now on P2, but still 3/10, think about 3/10, yes. 3/10 behind Will Sutters, and Will Sutters was in the last two corners stuck behind Dougie. Langstadler now on his outlap. Same for Kibinski. Sutters with an improvement. Same for Dougie. Now Dougie does his first flying lap. Ruben Serreo now on P2. Ashby improved, is now on P4. Sophie also with an improvement, so all these guys getting more and more comfortable with the conditions. Let's see what Joe Witt can do. Time is stopping at a 24.4. Shortened the gap, but still quarter of a second behind Will Sutters. Serreo on P3. Ashby P4, Stein van Hart P5. Freddie Winkle P6, Lucas Mays P7, Clark P8, Dougie P9, Sophie P10, just 1/1000th behind Dougie. Kibinski now finishing his first flying lap. 25 on P7. Langstadler can do. Which showed us that Peugeot is working around here. Ashby with another improvement is now on P2, and that is really, really important. If he could manage to out-qualify, Clark with a big improvement. Let's see what Langstadler's first time is. Stops the clock, P6 for him at the moment, 1 second behind the leader. Just half a second between the top 4 on these conditions is absolutely impressive. Big drift here from Satas. Kubinski with another improvement. P6 for him at the moment. Satas half a second down. So Lexus seems to work really, really good here around this track. Slidey on the rear. Michael might join us now. So we will get the next commentator here. Sold Langstadler with an impressive lap, provisional pole. Absolutely insane lap from him. So we have now the Lexus in the Peugeot sandwich. And that's why both of these teams are leading the team championship. Silvia now on the way to the finish line. It's a lot of steering work to do. Doesn't look like an improvement. Let's see when he crosses the line. Fire sector is really short. Ashby runs up to Stein van Hart. Looked like it will cost him a bit of time. No improvement, lost even more time. Also no improvement from Ashby. So top 5 are really, really close together. Lucas Mays with an improvement, still P10 for him. Six more minutes in this qualifying. Kubinski now on P6, shortened to get to Ruben Serrao. And this is now Michael Woolacott, head steward.
Hello everyone.
Joining the party. And the
Thought I'd try and help Sick out this week. Put my 50p piece in.
Weather conditions are absolutely horrible.
I'm seeing that. It's not perfect conditions, let's put it that way, but hopefully it will spice up the grid a little bit.
I mean, currently it looks like said before that the rear-wheel driven cars might have an advantage, but the provisional pole of Charlotte Langstadler at the moment shows that at least the RZZ is competitive here.
I mean, it's a very big round for the top drivers in the championship. Still, lots to play for, constructors and drivers. So
I think the gap between Sutters and DeWitt is now less than 10 points. Sutters on the way to the finish line. Doesn't look like an improvement. No, it isn't. But as this layout is so short, even in the rain, you have a lot of laps you can set. Clark with an improvement is now in the top 8. Less than a second down. Sereo with an improvement jumps Joe Witt, and this is even worth for Joe Witt, who's now 3 positions behind his main championship contender, Will Sutters.
yeah, he sort of needs a good qualifying, does Joe? Yeah, because he doesn't want to get stuck behind in
Not
traffic.
that much practice between FF and FR cars in the wet, but I think the rear-wheel driven cars still have an advantage on the standing start.
That could be make or break, especially if Joe's stuck in the midfield.
And the weather conditions are made. I mean, we have exactly or nearly the same humidity on track in the race on slot 1. And then it's random game when it sets to cloudy, how quick the track is drying, and all the stuff. Will we see a late rain, or will it stay dry and we see late pit stops for the soft compound in the end? Because if the track is dry, the intermediates or the wet tires don't last that long.
Well, if weather comes into it, could we see people gamble for dries in wets or wets in dries, or vice versa? Really?
with another improvement. Now on P3, the top 3 are separated by less than a tenth. 1.5 tenths between P4 and P1. This is absolutely insane. Top 5 are now down to 3 tenths, and we have the top 8 in the same second.
Ruben could be a thorn in the side of the championship contenders today.
I think this is the only surface the BMW is actually competitive. So Langstadler might have another lap. Dougie a bit right there, almost ran into the back of Langstadler. Let's see, sector 1, already 7/10 down. Sutters is now going just out the way. Lap. No improvement from him again, but his lap times are absolute consistent. He's always really, really close to his PB. Seems that Joe Witt was a bit in the traffic, but he will get one more lap. Kubinski in the pits, he will not improve. Same for Clark.
Same for Clark, yep.
I think they just messed up their final round and then backed up into the pits. I mean, yeah.
Will's got pretty clear track to the end, really. No traffic concerns for him. Oh, he's actually off the track, so that is that run over for Will.
Through the line, no improvement for Joe. 1 second off.
Anyone else finishing a lap? Oh, an improvement from amateur GT driver to 6th. Ahead of Ruben. I'm terrible with names, so...
For me, he is still on the 25.4.
Who are we looking
Ashby. Ashby is on P4. Ashby was on P4.
at? Okay, I think
maybe
I've
just
got
the standings were messed up.
I've got Clark P4.
For me it is Ashby. Clark is for me on P8 at the moment.
I think my I think my standings are broken.
Yeah, maybe. Do you joined after the qualifying started?
Yes.
Okay, then it's possible. So Will Sutter's qualifying is done, so no pole for him. Zolt Langstadler still sitting on the provisional pole, is now finishing his final lap of the qualifying. No improvement here from Sophie, also no improvement from him. Sereo is done with the qualifying, also Ashby. Dagi with another improvement. Joe Witt starting from P5, Kubinski was already in the pits. Van Hart P7, Clark on P8, Lucas Mays on P9, Freddie Winkle P10, Dougie P11 and Sophie on P12. But it's nice to see Dougie, who was a bit off pace during the whole season. He out-qualified Sophie and also is not that far off of Freddie Winkle and Lucas Mays, so maybe he will have some nice position fights.
Fair play to him, you know. That Genesis isn't the best sometimes. It's a hard car.
Definitely. I think it was.
So if you can fight with people and be close to people, then you're winning. You're winning with that car. Wow.
So yeah, quite an optimal starting position for Will Sutters. I mean, yeah, it could be better with P1. But I think he might jump Langstadler on the start. But Langstadler will definitely not give up this position that easy. Because it's still his teammate who can win the championship. And yeah, we have to wait because some guys just waited in the pits. And so the timer ticks down 3 minutes. So let's have a look at the qualifying result. It is Zolt Langstadler in the RZZ on pole position, Will Sutters on P2, Ruben Sereo P3. So 3 manufacturers again in the top 3.
Incredibly close though.
The gaps
top
are
3.
insane. So if we can get that into the race, it would be an awesome finale. Ashby on P4, Joe Witt P5, Dominik Kubinski P6, Stein van Hart P7, and then we have Clark in the TT, who it looks like the car is not working good around in the wet. Oh yeah, the lobby was resetted, so we can't see the rest of the positions, but that is not too bad. Hopefully everyone is checking in soon.
Just missing 3 drivers to check in, and then it is go time for the penultimate. I was going to say penultimate round of the season, but the penultimate round of WTCC for the minute.
So, who is your favorite in the wet? Give me a prediction. Who will be victorious?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Like the front wheel drive and the rear drives look fairly sort of matched in the right hands, but I think if it stays wet, I think I'm going to have to go for a rear wheel drive car. I think. I don't really know. I think you'd have to say. I think I'm going to have to go with Will Sutters. I mean, he's got the best grid position. The chances are he's got a good chance to jump P1 off the line, and but he does have the most to lose as well. So whether he'll go guns blazing or take it simple, I don't know. But that's where my money's going to go. I think I'll put my money on Sutters for this one.
Yeah, it would be my bet as well. I mean, he was out qualified, but like we said before, the gaps were insanely close, and he looked really consistent on these conditions. Of course, it will be a point if you hit the right strategy, because it's not like just go in the pits, change tires, refuel the car. You have to watch the radar, you have to watch the track conditions. Is it worth to go on the inters? Is it dry enough to maybe go on softs? And also, what will you do in the end? Will you risk the set of tires maybe in the last 2-3 laps? It is a long race.
Yep, 19 laps of this quite short circuit. Like you said, I think strategy is going to be... If it dries, rains, or whatever happens, I think it's going to be all strategy based. And I think if you can keep clean laps, get your strategy right, then you're in a good place. It's coming towards the end of the race.
You definitely have to keep the car clean on the first couple of rounds when the surface is really red.
Yeah, that first corner, making out that first corner for the championship contenders will be critical, really. If they can avoid that for turn 1, then we're doing okay. You're doing all right, but maybe some of the guys who aren't fighting for a championship or helping teammates, maybe they might get in there and think, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. Maybe they'll get their elbows out, make it difficult for the championship contenders, but there's a lot of stake here. Do spirit go, the team spirit go tactical, and give Joe as much chance as possible. Will's teammate help him as much as possible?
Yes, it is.
Who knows?
It is the perfect championship situation. I mean, Joe is immediately starting behind Ashby, and Sutters is immediately starting behind Langstadler. So the teammates could be a deciding factor tonight.
Just we do have Mr. Scream Ruben himself in the middle of it all, so he could be the thorn in everyone's side, depending on how well that BMW works.
As long as it's wet, it should work quite good.
And obviously we got Dominik Kabinski as well. He's just behind all of them, just outside the top 5. So
yes. Scirocco was one of the cars I predicted pretty slow in the wet. I mean, he was a bit off the top 5, but still definitely a guy you should have an eye on.
Because he is not going to want to hold back. He's just going to want to get the race win. That's all a lot of the guys that have nothing to lose are going to be going for. So let's get into it.
So great start here. Who has the best traction?
And who can keep it clean through turn 1? The lights are on.
Let's stay with Langstadler. Good start, but then the rear-wheel drive power, especially from the Lexus, is kicking in.
Will into P1.
Sutters now in P1. Langstadler late on the brakes. Ashby also late on the brakes. Ashby's taking the lead now.
Joe not making any progress, still in P5 in the traffic there. It's not an ideal start.
Now setting Sereo
guys.
under pressure, has the inside line. Late on the brakes. I think it was Langstadler. Almost collected Sutters there.
Big slide from Ruben. What a save. Oh, Joe getting pushed out wide there.
Joe is really stuck in the traffic here.
He looks like he's struggling. Early on, it looks like he's struggling.
He needs to get rid of the chasing pack.
Absolutely. Like Ruben again.
Dougie with a great start. Made it up to P8.
Yep, he's having
Genesis
a nice old battle there, the two Genesis.
Also rear-wheel driven. And
Genocide. Two Audis really.
Kubinski with an absolute horror start.
That's not gone well for him there.
And I think it looks like something is broken here. Oh no, he's just on soft tires.
Ah, I would say that is the problem. He has gambled big time.
I mean, the weather conditions were set. I think the only thing he just didn't do was setting the tires in the right menu.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him because it's going to be a long old race from here.
Yeah,
He's got
definitely. There's
back to the
absolutely
front.
no chance for a comeback.
Back to the front to 5-on-5
seems to
guy.
make a gap to Langstadler and the rest of the pack. But also Langstadler is not really under pressure from Sereo here.
Ashby looks pretty comfortable up front, to be honest. But
I
Will,
think he's on
again,
intermediates. Yes, he is on intermediates.
Will also looks...
So if he has that pace now, he might have a big tire advantage on the drying surface. But currently, it doesn't look like it's drying that soon.
No, I don't think we're expecting rain dries anytime soon. Sorry, but you know, will Ashby play the team game, or does he want to go for his overall glory? Because at the minute he's looking pretty comfortable, over a second gap to Will Sutter's behind.
Joe Witt is now on the inside line against Ruben Sereo.
Can he make that one stick?
Made
Just
it. Sereo
about Ruben
trying to go for the
switchback.
switchback, has now the inside line.
Can he make it work? He's got the inside for the next corner. Joe's gone deep on the brakes. It's close.
But he made it
He's got it
P4 for
stick.
him.
Lovely racing from them both.
So the next possible overtake for Joe Witt might be the easiest in the entire race.
I'd like to think his teammate will work with him.
Definitely.
He's definitely a team player. He's Langstadt. I'm going to butcher his name every time, but I'm really sorry, but we'll go
my favorite name in the grid because it's pretty German.
Yeah, I mean, the English, we're not good at pronouncing foreign names, but I'll make it work. But yeah, we're 2 5-on-5 and 2 Spirit cars at the minute. So, but Joe hasn't got it all his own way. He's still under a bit of pressure from Ruben. But oh, we got the Mass and Dougie are still nose to tail in the genocide.
Dougie is going for the overtake
down the
against
inside.
Lucas.
Nice move. Can he get the switch back? Identical move.
Yeah.
Identical move. Both TTs just waiting. It's not looking like a good race for them. Right, bit of contact there, but this back pack all having a nice fight.
Really nice four-way fight here. Dougie is trying it again on the inside line.
Will he make it
And
stick?
also Freddie Winkle benefited from this one.
He's on the outside. Master again.
In the front, Ashby is currently the quickest. Track is getting drier. Rain stopped.
Yeah.
Sutter still under pressure from Langstadler, and also Joe Witt is now back in the race.
Is that gap starting to close between
Still
third and second,
chased
possibly?
by Sereo.
This could set up to be a good 6-car fight for the lead if the weather changes.
Yeah, Van Hart, who looked a bit far away in the qualifying, is really keeping contact with the top 5 here.
Ruben looking racy.
So yeah, everyone is pretty much purple as the track gets drier and drier. So fastest lap is not really an indicator at the moment.
No, unfortunately not. Everyone's looking pretty the top 6 are all looking pretty similar in pace.
And the track is drying very, very quick.
Will's starting to come under possibly a bit of pressure from Langstadler. Oh, he's up the inside. Bit of a touch.
Will manage it to stay ahead of him.
Will is
Ashby's
under a lot of
gap
pressure now.
is getting bigger and bigger. And he has now 2 pink baby blue Peugeots in his back.
Maybe Will's suffering from some slight tyre wear, or possibly just out of the rhythm, but he is, we've had a switch in the Team Spirit garage. What we expected to happen eventually.
Van Aert is now ahead of Serrao. Took advantage of the good top speed of the RZZ, overtook the BMW on the straight line.
So now we have...
That's going to be really interesting. The racing line is almost dry, or dry enough for soft tires. The pit window is open.
Do we see people dive for the pits to softs, or do people start risking it and driving wet lines on the inters still? So
it would be great to see the radar, because if they could see clouds, they might go for the inters, but then you have to really be careful with them, because on the dry surface they were really quick and are gone after like 3 or 4 laps. Joe is going for a move, but
Will is under a lot of pressure now.
On the outside line, Van Aert takes another position, is now in front of Langstadler.
He is looking racy at the minute. He is looking like he has possibly the best.
And Satas is going in the pits. Also Serrao. Both managed it.
Will was on wets. So that could explain.
Most of them were on wets. Serrao on intermediates.
Ashby
so
was on
let's stay on them, because the pit exit will be really tricky. The line is very wet.
Will's gone for... We'll wait and see. Softs. Will's gone for softs. And so is Ruben. So that's our first 2 drivers onto softs. El Mas is into the pits as well. I presume he will go for some softs as well.
Is it the right strategy, or was it maybe a lap too early? I think the line is dry enough to be quick on the softs, but as soon as you have to leave it, you might get some really trouble.
So our 3 pitters have gone for softs. So let's see what happens with the guys who haven't pitted yet.
Ashby already with a 3-second lead. Is also now going to the pits.
Joe's in.
Yeah, I think everyone will pit now.
Langstadler's in. Van Aert's in. So our top 4 all into the pits.
Oh, and I think Van Aert hit the pit entry wall.
That's not going to
cost him a lot of time.
Okay, let's see what everyone goes
Freddie
for.
Winkle stayed out. Both GTs stayed out. We see Clark already searching for the wet lines.
Ashby on softs. Joe's gone to softs. Yeah, everyone's gone for softs.
3-second penalty for Van Aert.
Will.
And Joe
the top 2.
with... That's it. That you cannot overtake here. Will Sutters just hit the wet line and lost the car.
I mean, respect to him for trying. You know, he had the speed coming down the straight, but the outside line on the wet line on softs maybe wasn't the right way. But has he got the pace now to fight back? So we'll see.
And Joe Witt is now sitting in a real comfortable position.
Van Aert with a penalty behind him of 3 seconds.
Serrao already has a 2-second gap to him.
So Joe can sort of focus on getting his head down now and possibly look to just smash those solid laps.
Dropped down to P8 and has now Langstadler in his front.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds really though. It's a big gap still to the car ahead.
Still 11 laps to go, but
yep.
Yeah, Ashby already jumped both TTs. I think they were out just for 1 lap too long.
Yep, where are they going to come out? P6?
And Langstadler is off. Langstadler is off. I think he just hit a bit too much curb. At least it looked like he did.
See that? Sorry, well done for picking it up. Both GTs have both
the Audis.
They are.
Well, I said
dropped a
they
lot.
were a lap too late, but I think
Maybe-
from P10, 11, they made it up to P6 and 7.
So maybe the strategy worked for them. Who knows? Maybe they were just better at finding the wet lines. So fair play to them. Really, that car doesn't look that happy, to be honest. So
Van
fair
Aert-
play to both.
I think Van Aert forget the fuel. He was already on the pits. He is on the soft tires, but the car is empty. So after Kubinski, it is the next guy who messed up the pit strategy. Nah, fast lap from Ashby now, of course. The gap is shrinking a bit, but I can't see Witt getting in attacking range that soon. I mean, yes, we saw a lot of mistakes. Currently, Sergio is on P3. Will Sutters is back on P4 after the pit stops of the Audis.
And the mistake from Langstadler.
Yeah, and also the
Van
mistake
Aert.
from Van Aert. Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
refuel the car.
Back in for fuel. Shame, because he was looking really racy.
Yeah, he had a shot at the podium. I think it's the first time I see this season that someone is forgetting to refuel the car, but it is easy having the double click, and Autopolis has not the longest. Ooh, and Freddie Winkle is also off.
Ah,
Only lost the position to his teammate.
Van Aert rejoins in P9. Dougie has got. I think Dougie has been to the pits again. He has a 3-second penalty from the pits as well.
So Ashby increasing the gap. Same from Joe to Sergio. Then we have 2.5 seconds to Sutters. So yeah, pit strategies and also how comfortable you are on the soft tires. You see Langstadler is going really, really risky. Going far to the outside where the line is still wet.
Yep, still a little bit of wet on the ground, but the dry line has definitely formed over most of the track now. So
I think the key is avoiding the curbs still, because there are still a lot of puddles. But Clark is the big surprise for me at the moment.
I would agree with you.
For me, the strategy made no sense. I thought they were a bit too late, but it showed that it absolutely worked for them. Maybe they saved a bit of fuel as well. The TT is usually really good at fuel.
You know,
Yeah.
they weren't really looking anywhere first half of this race, but pit stop phase, they pulled something out of the bag. So the gap up front is now 3.2 seconds from Ashbury to Joe.
I think they are. The top two are on a similar pace. A bit slower is Sergio, and then Sutters is maybe in the top two pace. Yeah, I think he is. He's slightly gaining.
Slowly reeling him in. Yeah. Personal best from Sutters there in the first sector.
Yeah. In the back of the field, we have the guys. Oh, and it is Kubinski wide again. Catch the car on the grass. Avoided a bigger incident there. But yeah, that's not the final round he wished for, I think.
Could we possibly see the final two become a traffic for the leaders soon? It's not a massive gap. They're only on the straight, and the leaders can see them. So
I think
slap for Ashby.
we might see some blue flags soon. Yes.
The gap just ever increased between P1 and 2.
Sutters gained another tenth of Sergio.
Yep, 6 laps to get 7 laps to go. Sorry. Lots of the whole grid has just got big gaps between every place.
Yeah, I think that is usually what you have in the rain. I mean, a little mistake in the rain can cost you so much, even if you not leave the track, but you have to slow down if you hit the wet line, lose multiple seconds, and there the blue flags are.
Yep.
I mean, they are weaved very, very early on Gran Turismo, but Dougie is already lapped. From Ashby didn't lose time, so I'm pretty sure Dougie managed it very well.
I think Soraya just had a bit of a moment at the hairpin there, going a bit deep onto the wet line.
Sutter's closed in a lot. And this could be important points for him. Every position counts now for him.
Absolutely. We're coming to the crunch time in the championship, so every point matters.
So yeah, Ashby just seems to be unstoppable here today.
He is driving very well.
Sutters is closing in on Sereo.
I
think maybe on the main straight he might have an in slipstream range.
This will be the fight to watch as we come into the last 5 laps of the race. Will another personal best sector? Have a look down the rest of the field.
Sereo with the better exit. Not the biggest slipstream here for Sutters.
They are coming up on the lapped car of Dougie though, so could he play a problem? I hope
for the top 2 he didn't. I think he was really aware on what is happening behind him. I mean, it really depends where you meet him.
This is not a great part of the track to meet lap traffic, to be honest. But
definitely not.
Wouldn't be preferred for Ruben, but yeah, just came way out of the way.
Oh, and Sereo lost the car.
He has lost it. Was he flustered by the traffic? I don't know, but will take.
I think maybe he just had to leave the racing line for a bit. And when you hit one of these wet puddles, it is pretty easy to lose the car.
So that is P3 for Sutters now. Personal best lap time.
4 more laps to go.
5 seconds to Joe.
Ashby leading comfortably. Also, Joe, when he stays low on mistakes, this should be a P2 for him. I'm pretty sure that Sereo can't recover from the incident. Sutters looked a bit quicker than him through the entire race.
It's a great drive from Will.
Langstadler also really great performance, P5 at the moment. Clark P6, P7 for Winkle, and the TT is working a lot better in the dry.
Yeah, it was nowhere in the wet, but they played the pit stops right. They've come back with 2 great results, really. P6 and P7 at the minute, so.
Kubinski catching up to Van Hart, so maybe we will get the fight for P9 here in the end. Yes. Sutters is increasing the gap to Sereo.
Fastest lap from Will.
And you see these guys are absolutely on the edge. 1:12.1 on still tricky conditions. Grass and curbs are still wet. Langstadler on a solid P5. This should be enough to make Team Spirit the Constructors champion, or not the Constructors, the team champion.
If they do win it, fair play to them. You know, I know they had a bit of confusion at the beginning with the new rules for team drivers
Yes.
and driver swaps, but both their drivers have worked hard and fully deserving it. So if they do win it,
seeing that 5-on-5 wasn't in with 2 cars for I think 2 or 3 races. Also with Kubinski instead of Joe Witt. Spirit should have won it.
yeah, Ashby not being available for 5-on-5 for a couple of rounds definitely hurt their chances, but he's back now, showing that he can clearly do the business. But the gap is coming down, however. It's now down to 3 seconds, under 3 seconds.
Yes, tires look pretty similar. A bit better here on Joe's car, but it shouldn't be the biggest problem here for the last 2 rounds, or 1 and a bit, because Ashby is now entering the final lap.
Joe crossing the line down to the final lap now. Sutters for the same. Ruben P4. Oh, could be a fight for P5 on the last lap.
Yeah, Clark is really close to Langstadler.
Don't know whether he made a mistake or not, but this could be.
I have 1:15.7 on the last lap, so. And Clark has to back out. No chance for the TT to overtake the Peugeot on the straight line.
He's close now, though. Very close. He's going for it down the inside.
Langstadler can defend.
Going for a dive. Left him enough space.
Brilliant racing here in the end. Let's see. Ashby is going over the line. Victory for him. Joe Witt, very good, very important P2 for him. Gained a few points back from Will Sutters.
The fight for P5 is still on.
P4.
They're still side by side.
And now Clark is slightly ahead. Side by side. This will be a photo finish. This will be a photo finish.
It's a drag race to the line. The RCZ might take it.
And it is Clark. 300th of a second. Absolute insane finish of these 2 guys.
Wow. Fair play to those 2. Kept it clean.
Freddie Winkle also with a brilliant recovery.
From nowhere to P7 and his best lap at the end. Last P8.
Dougie already finished. Was a lap down.
Both Van Hart and Kubinski unlucky really in their races.
Yeah, with their pit strategy it doesn't really work.
Yeah, didn't really work out, but P9 and 10 for them. And Dougie bringing up P11.
So yeah, brilliant action here in the rain. Let's see what the weather brings us for race 2.
Well, we're not going straight into race 2. Because
and as my cloud. Yeah, we're gonna have a rolling start with Dougie on the pole. It's looking really sunny. Yes, it's very, very sunny again.
So the weather is looking perfect. But before that, we're just going to have I'll let Sick. I'll hand over to Mr. Sick Individual to do some commentary because I've got a very special role for the end of the season.
Yeah, we can see already an unusual car in the grid on this series.
Yeah, it's very. I'll just cruise around. Everyone can see it in its beauty.
I will quickly remind everyone to fix their tires.
I am waiting just beyond turn 1 so that we can get all the teams together. We can get all the teams together, so we'll have a team by team, and we'll do a slow rolling lap, just so everyone on the stream can see, all the teams can see, like the effort that went into this season of WTCC. You know, everyone that took part, all my very helpful stewarding team, especially Sick, who bailed me out a lot this season, because I don't know how the championship works, but there we go.
I mean, to be fair, we had some. I think we had in this season one of the. I think in my personal, I'm here since season 4. Top 3 dirtiest incidents ever.
Agreed. 100%.
And I can remember all of them. I think it's still P3. I mean, I can remember Tom Holland, who on must have been one of the Maggior layouts, one of the reversed one, where he absolutely T-boned Lee Duncan out of the chicane and came back on track, and also sent Svan der Speck into the barrier. And yeah, this guy named Van der Speck was number 2, I think, when it was very early. It must have been season 5 or something like this, when Laguna Seca, he and Josh Hunter had an intense battle all the time. And then after he got a little push to pass, Van der Speck decided to rub Hunter's livery off, dragging him through the entire pit wall of Laguna Seca, and this pit wall is fucking long. Come with Ruben, okay. I have to go on track.
We are asking if for a 1 lap. We're going to have a 1 lap race in quotation marks. So this, like I said, it's just going to be team by team. We're going to get Sick involved as part of Halex Racing. Big shout out to those boys. And then yeah, so the whole team minus I think it's Pine and maybe another guy that's part of our student team will be here. Everyone that has raced.
I might remember these guys again, because still a ton of them is sitting on fucking wet tires.
Come on, guys. But yeah, so I don't know if there's anybody watching, but if you are watching, grab a drink, chill, because the last race will be in a few moments. Once we've had this bit of the season. Better
I'm
make
pretty sure we're gonna
eyesight
see at
off.
least 4 cars starting on fucking wet tires.
Well, that's them, isn't it? If you know, if it goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to do that we can do than remembering them.
I shall.
Okay, let's close up to the safety car.
What are you on about? Not even on track yet.
Okay.
Are we not meant to do like a race though? Is Joe not doing a race though?
I don't think so.
I thought, because otherwise we can't save the replay.
Wait.
It's alright, we're having some technical issues.
Yeah, it's all very well planned.
Obviously. And the only thing that's well planned is I have a safety car and Will Sutters is bullying me. Hey! At the minute I've got 2. Will Sutters has put me in a wall, everybody. This is the real Will Sutters. Okay. Right, we've finally sussed it.
So now, only task is to not ruin all our cars before we are sorted.
Yep, and let me lead. I'm about to cop my second WTCC win, everybody.
I will overtake you on the finish line.
Ah, god damn it.
Oh, come on, he already has pole.
Come on. Okay, alright, everyone. Let's just chill, eh? This, I'm pretty proud of my safety car. Oh yeah, this is the one, boys. Well done, everyone. I'm going to try and be as smooth as possible.
But I have a 2-second gap to the guys behind me.
I can slow down. I'll slow down a bit. Oh my god, everyone's getting rather close to me. What's it like behind? I can't really... Oh my god, they're so slow.
Everyone is really good sorted at the moment.
I'm trying to do like 60 mile an hour. Everyone's still fairly close? Yeah, we got the whole grid here. And then we are huddling last corner for random picks.
That's my chance to get my second win.
Me and Sick out here fighting for second WTCC win.
I mean, my first one, I wouldn't even have realized because at this point GTRC was still operating on Facebook, I think, or Instagram.
This is a cracking photo.
I just don't want to ruin my car.
Now that is the one. Well done, everyone. That is the one.
Looks like a usual GTRC carnage.
Yeah, this is a usual turn one for WTCC. Wow. So yeah, well done everyone. This is season 11 GTRC WTCC. including myself in 6th. So, nah, you can all get fucked. I'm having a second win.
Ah, no traction!
Yes! Second WTCC
And
win!
Will Sutters is around, but...
Oh.
Half a second gap, you're insane, Michael.
I'm cracked. Second WTC. Oh, that's STCC. WTC.
Come on, Kubinski, please finish the race.
Right. So, do we have? Do we have any championships wrapped up at the moment, or is that unconfirmed as of yet? Because I can't find any standings since the Red Bull Ring.
Just based on raw calculations, because we don't have we have the latest. Please stop dying, headset.
Yep, I can hear that. So I have standings from Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, latest standings are Red Bull Ring, where the gap was.
The gap was about 67 points between the top 2 in the Teams Championship.
Yeah, I think Team Championships is already decided. I mean, there's no chance that 515 is gaining that much points. I think the gap shortened a bit, but yeah,
So,
I think the gap between Sutters and Joe Witt should be something around 9 points, 10 points.
what currently? So that's the gap. That's the gap now. So, unless we are wrong, congrats to Team Spirit. Obviously, the final standings will be announced, but congrats to Team Spirit for winning the Teams Championship this season.
I think the only chance for 515 is technically no Team Spirit car starting in a few minutes.
Well, I mean, at the minute, it's looking like they're going to enter, but
even for a disconnect, you're gonna score points, and as long as they score points, they should be safe. And it's pretty unlikely that Joe might not start in a couple of minutes.
So we will, yeah. So congrats to obviously it's a slim chance, but we sort of think that Team Spirit are teams champions for season 11 of WTCC, the finale. So yeah, let's see if they can do the double. As Will says, one last time.
Yeah, for now. I mean,
for now, until we resurrect it.
There was a point when he wanted to drop it. I think GTRC, or at least the WTCC, might find an end here. We did a lot of adjustments over the last couple of seasons, but the car balance, the car pool is getting slimmer and slimmer to have enough competitive cars on the same level, still fitting the touring car regulations.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But now the start. We have Kubinski on P2 following
Here we
Dougie.
Go. I think my
the lights were just a bit late. I think it
yeah,
also looks like a little start bug, because in the front there, all looks good. All looks good.
I think I have a bit of a bug standings, but it's okay. We'll make it work.
So Van Hart catch Dougie, and also Mays is having lunch. Yeah, Dougie went
Dougie
a bit wide.
Off. Yeah, fortunate for him. It was looking a good start. Dominik.
Dougie collecting Sereo, and Sereo is off. Also Dougie is off. Sereo didn't lost that much time. Positions, yes. But brilliant start from Sutters already on P7.
Yeah. But with also, his teammate behind, crucially.
Yeah, Ashby jumped Joe Witt here.
But Langstadler is ahead of Will, so this could be very tactical. But there's a lot of fast cars and drivers before them, so we'll have to see how it.
We might see the 5-on-5 motorsport tactic already ruined, as Joe Witt is side by side with Ashby. Has the inside line for turn 1, and the Peugeot should be the faster car.
Better straight line speed. Should be pretty done and dusted move here, but Ashby going to hold it around the outside. Brave, but I like it. Slightly off track.
Here into the grass, but still next to him.
Langstadler and Sutters side by side, as are the two Audis ahead. There's battles everywhere. Sutters passed, so Sutters is ahead.
And also Joe Witt passed.
Okay. Sutters trying to get moves done. Langstadler trying to follow him through. And can't quite do it, so what? Another car between Sutters and the chasing Spirit cars.
Kubinski already 1.7 seconds ahead, 1.8 now. So it's very, very quick in the dry conditions here. Then we have Lucas Mays chased by Stein van Hart.
Bit wide from Lucas.
2 seconds behind the top 3 group. And then we
Van Hart
have Sutters on P5
the back
already.
Of Lucas May. Maybe not close enough for a move, but in the slipstream nonetheless. And then we got P4 to P8. This is a very crucial group.
Ooh, and that's Freddie Winkle.
Into the back. And a hit from
causing
Ashby.
a lot of chaos. What happened to Ashby? Ashby dropped down really, really far. Down to P7.
Fair play for Winkle for letting him back pass, but it's kind of ruined Langstadler's race from there. Possibly.
Sereo benefited a lot. Gained plenty of positions. It's now back
now
in P8.
Though we now have Joe and Sutters in 5 and 6, with Clark ahead of them both. So watch this space.
And the top 3 are already 3.5 seconds in front of them.
Van Hart going for another move on Lucas May, or at least trying to size on that if he can get a good exit here. He's in the slipstream. That high and die not massively fast in a straight line, but he's gone to the outside line.
Able to make it around the outside. The Hyundai
Brake.
is not the worst car on the straight line.
He's on the outside again, but he is side by side. Just enough room left there for him. Trying to get the cut back.
But also Mace is doing it brilliant here at the moment. This fight definitely helps Kubinski, and also Sutters and Joe Witt are getting closer to the podium positions now.
They've both cleared Clark, so still together. Ashby closing in. Ruben a couple seconds behind, along with Langstadler.
Oh yeah, and Dougie
making that mistake that we said about in the creamy thing.
Yeah. I think he's leaving the car here in the pits. Yeah.
So Kubinski going on to his 5th lap, 3.5 seconds the gap. Behind we got Lucas May and Van Hart sizing up another move on him. Slight bit of contact down the straight there, but possibly nothing malicious. Around the outside again. Maybe try and switch back. No, not enough just this time. Dougie leaving the room.
And Kubinski, I think he disconnected. I think he disconnected.
Classic Kubinski.
In the lead again. I mean, I raised a bit of contact here between Mace and Van Hart.
Oh, this big contact. Will he rejoin safely? Not really. Right in the way of Joe. That's a bit of an unsafe rejoin, that, but it was sort of the card he was dealt, I'm afraid. So
Now
a contact from Van
lost
Hart
a bit.
there.
2 Sutters, 1 second the gap. But still, the gap is not important, the position is important for him. If there's
Absolutely.
not too many positions between him and Sutters, he should be the champion. It still a should be, because we have no exact calculations. There's still the stewards upcoming. So we cannot confirm the champion here tonight.
No, we cannot, I'm afraid. Me and Sick do not have up-to-date numbers. But at the minute it is Van Hart leading.
Freddie Winkle dropped down to P9.
Will Sutters a second and 1.2 seconds behind. After that little kerfuffle for the lead.
Ashby is back in contact with the group.
Joe Witt a further second behind. And then unlucky for Lucas being just forced out wide there. And then he's followed by Clark and Ashby, like Six said, gaining back onto the back of the pack. And then we've got a tasty fight for 7th with Langstadler and Ruben, both of them being unlucky this race, but hopefully should be able to have a good fight with each other. And then we have Winkle in P9, and that is all our grid at the minute.
And also interesting will be tire strategy, because yeah, it's a short track, but it's really rough on the rubber. You have a big number of higher speed corners who are really bad on the tires.
Clark into the pits early.
Is he going for fresh rubber?
Will
fresh
is
rubber for him.
on the back. Will is on the back of Van Hart now. This is for the race lead.
This might bring Joe back in contact with him. Yeah, there's not enough room on the outside to make the overtake.
Light slide from Sutters there.
Bit nervous.
He is all over him. Absolutely all over him. He has got that Lexus working well in both the wet and the dry at the moment. Joe in third, waiting if anything happens. Sutters left, right, trying every which way. He's down the inside.
Next corner is a left-hander.
Not quite. Cut back onto the straight.
And even it's in slipstream, it is difficult for the Lexus to overtake the RCZ.
The RCZ might still benefit on the straight here.
He is gaining a bit, but is it enough to make an attack? Looking for the inside line. Late on the brakes.
Inside. He's found the gap. Can Van Hart get a cut back? Not quite. But it brings Joe in just a little bit closer. But crucially for Sutters, that is a car between them.
Yeah, but there's also a little team spirit sticker on the privateer RZZ.
We don't want to mention that. Lucas and Ashby having a good old fight for P4. Side by side, Ashby finally gets past after a couple touches and side by side action there. So could Ashby be the thorn in the side for Team Spirit? I mean, he's shown he's got good pace here.
Yes, definitely. He was in the wets definitely the quickest. In the dry, he had this early incident, and the traffic. We're gonna see if when he has some clean air what his lap times are. And okay, Joe stays out for another lap. Sutters and Van Hart are in the pits. Same for Ashby and Lucas Mays. Langstadler Sereo also staying out for another lap.
Them two still close, but Ruben not able to make any sort of inroads on that car.
Sutters fresh tires. Think Van Hart also. Ashby fresh tires. So yeah, even the rear-wheel driven cars going for fresh tires.
Fortunately, however, that leading group will come out in behind a little bit of traffic who are on slightly different pit stop strategies. So
yes, I mean the Audi will pit soon as well. I think he will pit in the same window as the rest of the top four at the moment.
So the top three are now slightly different strategies, and Ruben has managed to get underneath. Try around the outside, not quite.
Langstadler a bit wide here. Soraya with a bit more of momentum.
Joe staying out and for another lap.
Soraya, bit of a dive here against Langstadler.
Both to the pits, I would say.
Brilliant racing from them. Yes.
Yeah. So
Ruben is always a bit laggy. It looked a bit like he was a bit over the line.
We'll soon see if any penalties come their way, but Sutters is now passing them, and those two aren't even in the pits. Have only just arrived at the box. So.
Yeah, now it's really interesting as Witt saved on Sutters 2 laps of fuel. So is this fuel saving quicker than just full throttle and giving everything in the car?
Unless he feels happy, you know, he might feel that this pace is good. What's his times like compared to Will's? Will's have always been mid-11s. Joe's are
low to mid-12.
Yeah. So Sutter's pace is oh, he's in. Joe
is in the pits. Sutters is 1.8 clear of Stein van Hart.
So he has managed to jump him in the pit stop phase. Or was he already ahead?
On a purple lap, so Sutters is doing his best to not get overcutted here by.
Is it enough? Will onto the
tires
straight.
Are on.
Fuel's going in. I think it's not enough. Is it enough?
Almost side by side.
It's close.
Almost side by side.
Okay, well Joe ahead.
It is very important to stay ahead of Stein van Hart.
But doesn't want to go deep. Exactly what he didn't want to happen really, but he hasn't really lost anything. Apart from Clark and Ashby are very close to this group now. But you'd think Joe now would have the greatest pace of them all. Fresh tyres, possibly the lowest fuel.
And no one stayed on the old rubber, everyone went for fresh softs.
So after 11 laps, we are Will Sutters in the lead with a 2-second gap over Van Hart in the Privateer Peugeot.
But on my calculations, and they might be wrong, this is not enough. I think at least Clark and maybe also Ashby have to jump Joe Witt to make Will Sutters champion here tonight.
But this is unconfirmed, because as we said, we do not know.
Yes.
Will Van Hart make it difficult for Joe? Like you said, that cheeky team spirit sticker on there. Who knows? But they are side by side now.
I mean, I think Van Hart, if there would have been some strategy from the team spirit side, I don't think Van Hart would have went for the overtake after the pit stop. So I think Van Hart doing his, no matter what the sticker says on his Peugeot, is doing his best to get his best personal result, and that's great to see. But for the moment, Joe Witt is back ahead of him.
We like to see the privateers getting involved with the bigger teams.
In the background, Ashby against Clark.
Yep. That's still a very close fight, but could Ashby get involved in the fight for P2 possibly?
Holland already confirmed. There's never strategy between privateers and team drivers. I mean,
thank you for the confirmation.
That's how it should be. But yeah, Sutters is just zooming away. 2.7 seconds the gap to Joe Witt. Joe Witt now in clean air. He did his personal best lap. And Clark and Ashby still in a big fight here. Clark is back ahead of him, but still they are side by side.
Still side by side. Can they keep it clean? What a lovely move from Ashby round the outside.
Brilliant corner from him. Clark having a look at the inside.
Fortunately, we're down to 9 drivers, but the rest of the field is fairly spread out, to be honest, behind the top 5.
Also 6 laps and a bit to go. Joe Witt is absolutely flying at the moment, but I think he was even quicker than Sutters here on this lap. Sutters was 11.9, Joe Witt 11.5, 0.3 of a gain, 11.8 personal best lap in the slipstream here from Stein van Hart. He's not giving up on this second position.
Has Joe won a championship before in this season?
No, I think it's Joe's second full season, and last season there was no chance to win against Davison.
Yeah, Tyler was incredible. That RCZ was fairly dominant, and it's showing again. It's showing again its pace.
I mean, yeah, you can't say it's just the RCZ. I mean, there's also Langstadler, who's slightly struggling around this track. It is also driver, but yeah, it is fair to say that the RCZ is probably the best car. But I think Team Spirit had. I know they don't have the first pick, because the first pick had Ruben. Still, shame on you for picking that shitty BMW.
Oh, we're throwing shade now. But
no, it's his decision. I would never get involved there. If he wants to drive it, let him.
Another
now fastest lap the counter here from Will Sutters.
Oh, and Joe
instantly countered. Well. Instantly countered. But there's just 200 between these laps. It seems that Witt is slightly better on tires, but I don't think it's just 5 more laps to go. Don't think tires will have that big impact here.
Well, you know, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think, unless Will has a massive drop-off or a mistake, they are virtually matching each other for pace at the minute.
Yes, definitely.
Like, they're literally trading fastest laps by like hundredths of a second. Yeah, Joe managing to pull a bit of a gap to Van Hart behind.
Yeah, this could become difficult for Van Hart now, because Ashby is also gaining a lot, and now he's out of Joe's slipstream and Ashby is in his slipstream.
And also, any mistake those two make, Clark is within range to capitalise on anything that happens there.
Yeah, I mean, we have the top 5 in 5 seconds.
Obviously, if we were racing, we'd be obviously in the top 5.
Yeah, pretty sure. That's why obviously. I stopped, because my raw pace, especially on Group 4 cars, is just not balanced to this league.
I mean, I stopped for sort of the same reason. Really. My pace was very up and down. One race I'd be like, race winning, top 5, yes. And then others I'd be like, at the back, racing with my good friend Tom Lipscomb. And yeah.
So but back in Gran Turismo Sport, I was slightly competitive. On reverse grid, on the rolling start. And when the guys in front were battling a lot. But yeah, I think since GT7 I lost all my pace on GR4 cars.
Yeah, it's sometimes can be a hard formula to get hold of, so it just makes you realise how some of these guys are doing this good, really. But
gaps are pretty frozen here between Sutters and Joe Witt. I mean, I don't know if Joe made some calculations before, but if he did, he might just have realized that this is enough. Stay clean, don't get in trouble from Van Hart.
Yep, he's managed to build himself a gap, he's in a good position. You know, he may know that he doesn't have to go any further. But behind, Ashby wants a double podium this weekend, or this weekend.
Definitely, and this is, I think, the only hot fight we currently have. The rest is pretty much sorted.
He's down the inside, maybe a slight touch there, but another touch. However, he might lose out on the straight.
There we have an actual view. Ashby covering the inside line.
Touching. A little bit of touring car door banging there. Maybe Ashby, maybe Van Hart to get the cut back. Not at the minute. Ashby is past. P3 for him. Yeah, at the minute Ashby lapping roughly 4/10 quicker than Van Hart, but back down the inside.
Very brave maneuver, but it worked. At the exit, I would say he could have left a bit more space.
Yeah, luckily Ashby managed to hold it together as such.
Looked like Joe was a bit wide here, but not a big time loss. Tires look still good enough for the final lap here now for Sutters and for Witt.
Again, at the minute, Will and Joe are lapping within like a tenth of each other still. Yes. At the minute, Ashby is the second fastest car on track behind Will. Van Hart is, I think he's suffering with tyres because his times are...
but Ashby's tyres looking a bit worse, but...
He's looking vulnerable, is Van Hart at the minute. There is a fight possibly developing between Langstadler and Ruben, possibly towards the end. The livery looking nice there.
Langstadler must have had a mistake. Now the livery is not looking nice because there's a ton of Mewtwo's on it.
Yeah, but it says thank you Will Sutters, and that's what we like.
Yes, definitely.
So here we are.
So Will Sutters going for another victory. Followed by Joe Witt. So these guys definitely proved today again why they were the championship competitors. Ashby, P3, P4 for Stein van Hart. We see if there's something in the stewards later. We haven't seen the overtake from Ashby on the final lap. We just saw that Van Hart centered him a bit wide. Clark on P5,
Ruben
solid result. Mace on P7, Langstadler, Mace on P6, Langstadler P7, Sereo P8, and Winkel will finish P9.
Nice drift, just please don't spin over the line. Oh.
I mean, at the 3-second penalty, as he's ninth and last, he won't lose a position. But
3-second penalty for that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, what should we say? Whoever won the championship here tonight, congratulations! It's really deserved. I think Joe might be the driver who won it, but I'm absolutely not sure. I cannot say. I think it's a decision between 5 points or something, and this is last time I saw the close championship battle between Van der Speck and who was the Spanish guy? Oscar,
yes.
Guerra.
Yeah, I'm seeing in the Team Spirit Discord that Pine reckons it's probably double champions for Team Spirit as well. So both the teams and the drivers' championship.
Yeah, team championship is definitely a thing that what we can confirm. I think
that's so well done. Like we said earlier, well done to them. You know, they've both worked hard, and congrats to Joe if he is the drivers' championship champion. Again, great season from him.
I mean, I did some raw calculations and it was like that Will cannot win the championship as long as Joe is finishing immediately behind him, and he did it twice, and one time he finished ahead of him. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You know,
like I said, I don't want to confirm anything I don't know about. This is the closest decision since, I think, the closest decision ever on Gran Turismo 7, I would say.
Agreed. It's the closest championship fight, you know. Unlucky for Will, you know. Again, he drove a great season again, you know, in a car that's possibly not as competitive as the people around him that was driving. You know, but points mean prizes, scoring consistently, and very fitting that he wins the last race of WTCC.
Yes.
For the minute. Yeah, and congrats on 100
just
because
it's
well.
because it's the end of WTCC, it doesn't mean it has to be the end of GTRC. I think the whole community has a couple of events in their mind, and I think it is possible that a league is coming back. I can confirm that nothing is currently planned. So
Nope.
This is not a teaser or something. There's nothing planned so far, but maybe on different cars, different mode or something like that. But yeah, I think the group force, at least in the touring car style, have done their job pretty well till now. But yeah, it's time to move on. Add Will to the party. Yes, we can do that. Yeah, and he might have a bit more clue about who is champion or not.
Lost them. Where can I find? I've lost them. Live chat. Okay, so Pine says we're all celebrating double championships. Super did the math before the race by the looks of it. The gap was 9 points after the Suzuka rerun, and Joe finished ahead, then lost another 3 points. So he would have won by around 8-ish points.
Good evening, Mr. Sutters.
Good evening.
Congratulations to a great race night for you, definitely. Maybe you can help us. I think as your competitor for the championship, you might have done some math before.
Well, basically,
on our calculations, Joe is the champion with about a 5-point lead. Can you confirm or not?
I will confirm Joe is the season 11 champion.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely stellar all season. There's no one that deserves it more than him. So fair play, congratulations, Joe. Put up a solid fight all season. So.
Yep, congrats on we were just saying it's very fitting that you won the last race of WTCC for the minute.
I mean, it would have been an absolute insane comeback from you. I think you were plenty of points down after Road Atlanta, and then you grabbed a few points from round to round and were really close to Joe in the end. So I think maybe the most intense championship fight we had in the GT7 history. Because the next one that was closer was Van der Speck and Guerra, and Guerra kind of bottled his own championship by not refueling and going to Inters. So the decision was pretty easy done in the end, but you fought for every position in the end. And yeah, also, I mean, I said this before, I think with Ruben, who said he can't believe that you never won a championship, but I also told him, as he's, I think, since season 8 or season 9 in here, in the entire Gran Turismo sports history, you never seriously went for the title.
No, in sport, I didn't really sort of want to go for the championship because it was early days. I didn't want to sort of set something up that wasn't sort of at its peak at that time and then just go and win it. It's sort of be like, you know, the meme of Obama giving Obama a medal. Hayden Clampett syndrome. So, but you know,
I mean, I could search a meme where Obama is giving a medal to Obama, giving a medal to Obama. So, and it's called Hayden Clampett.
But yeah, I mean, in GT7, the driving standards really shot up. You know, with your Halix guys, Van der Speck, Ruben, Devil, Erin Shaheen as well, just absolutely kicking the crap out of everyone. As seasons went on, we sort of got more and more names. So we had like Tyler Davison or.
Yeah, and that was a bit unfortunate in the last couple of seasons that we always had those super competitive guys, but it was always that you missed the race or Ruben missed the race. Also, Tyler on his first season, who Ruben became champion, missed a couple of races. We had Mr. Ridwan Hamza from FR Racing, who would have maybe shredded Aaron Shine's point record if he did a complete season, but after disease he never came back.
What are we saying? WTCC Legends race. What are we saying?
I'm down for it.
If we can get everyone together.
Yeah, that's something I'd love to do.
Equal machinery.
We'll do one race.
I mean, I've got a list here of 25 WTCC race winners that we could get in here. So
you can.
If someone wanted to do that, then I'm sure we could get 14 or 15.
Get rid of at least one name, because in the race winners list there's also my name. Just
you can probably get rid of 2 because I'm in there as well.
Ignore my name.
2 race wins.
I mean, there's not much point in me, like, when you compare me to, like, yourself, some of the Halex guys, fucking Tyler and that, there's not really much point in me being there, really. I'll sit in the commentary box, just sit.
Winning's winning, isn't it? So
winning is winning, indeed.
Exactly.
But if we can have 14 of the best, that could be.
But I wouldn't set myself on a legends list. I mean, I'm here for quite a long, but I think the majority of the last couple of seasons I was in the commentator's box, and I was really, really comfortable here.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm chilling now. This is great. I'm living the dream.
A lot less stressful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, but what might be maybe parts of the community could interest? Is there any plan of a not WTCC comeback, but a GTRC future, or is it buried for? I mean, for now definitely, but I think
Are you bringing? Yeah, are you bringing us a new championship or maybe some off-season events?
Definitely, I'd like to say there'd be some sort of off-season events. Like we had the 3 Hours of Road Atlanta last year. That was a really great event. We had so many teams, so many names. It's awesome. It's one of the best events I've ever seen on Gran Turismo, and I'm not saying that to blow smoke up my arse. But it was a brilliant.
It was incredible. Like me and even me and Tom enjoyed it, and we were racing for a shit team, and never really played GT7. So we had an incredible time.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of cool stuff that in the end struggled a bit on the driver's attendance, but I think we had a really high attendance. I think the majority of the team drivers, I can say, except Alex, because we usually had just one car in it, were pretty high on attendance. I mean, FR, when Freddie Winkle started here, was, I think, always with 2 cars. Team Spirit was always with 2 cars. Phantom S struggled in the end a bit with the second driver. 515 was at least with Sophie or Ashby on the track. So the attendance is now high. We had brilliant races in the Civic, I think. Absolutely non-biased, because I was absolutely insane quick on this fucking car.
That was the Civic race. wait, I want to actually think about this. The Civic race was the first race I ever did in GTRC.
Yeah, remember Civic Race
The one
was.
at was it the one at Willow Springs or the? I
Yes,
can't remember.
Willow
It
Springs.
was.
I
It
threw the
was.
grey livery together and then I
Yeah,
ran with it for the rest of the season.
Willow Springs was absolutely horrible for me. But yeah,
It was for me too.
Willow Springs was also where freaking Devil showed that he's just built different, because I was practicing, I did 300, 400 laps, and I started to feel comfortable and all the stuff. And then Devil came in the lobby saying, I have no clue about the track, I don't know the car, let's see what I can do. And he was just 3 seconds faster than me.
He is insane. He's one of the quickest drivers I've ever raced against.
But yeah,
So-
it was, I think the Civics maybe was one of my, I think on Kyoto Miyabi, not just that I won, but it was also from the intention, it was one of my top 3 races, definitely. I mean, it was the first time I met Ruben, and everyone was on different strategies, because we had absolutely brilliant tire settings, brilliant fuel settings, so you could play a lot around, and people went for high refueling on the first stop. The grid mixed up and came back close together in the end. I think Ruben and me had absolutely different strategies at this race.
Well, and he keeps
And
getting out.
after the final pit stops, we came out of the pits in 0.3 of a second, and we were never close on track before. And this was absolutely insane. Yeah, unfortunately, it is Gran Turismo who. Am I back now? Yeah,
The Civics, the only thing that struggled for the Civics was obviously like the ability to get the car.
Yeah, this is just stupid.
That was the struggle.
I think it was the same for the Alphas. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, we stretched the Alpha season for quite a long time to make sure that everyone who is interested can get the car. I think it was available 3 times, and we made the Silvia season in between. And still, in the end, it was a bit short on drivers. I mean, at least we were able to finish it. But yeah, there was always great ideas. Struggled a bit on, we wouldn't blame the community. I think it's also part of the game. If all cars were available, it would be easier to get drivers in there. It was also before we did those 3 hours Road Atlanta, what really grew the community. A lot of drivers got attention there to GTRC.
Oh, indeed. Like that event for me was that Road Atlanta 3 hours was the first sort of dabble into like big lobby races and endurance races for me and Tom, and that's obviously where we came across a lot of people then, lots of teams. So
yeah, I think Tyler Davison had his first GTRC race in there. Also
Yes, he did, yeah.
Langstadler was the first time in there.
I think that was actually Tom's first GTRC race because I just told him he had to race with me.
He didn't have a choice.
I don't get the timeline right together, because I would have said that the Sunset Outrun season was before the 3 hour event, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I was the only car for a minute. I did the Genesis on my own. No, I didn't. I don't know what I had first. Yeah, I had the Genesis.
You were in the Genesis
Tom.
with Tom, yes.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I did.
Because it was supposed to be Hayden,
Yeah,
and then it wasn't.
I did 1 round on my own, and then I said to Tom, I was like, "Boy, hop in. I've got this absolute whale to drive." So we drove that for a season. Swapped the Atenza. That wasn't much better either. Livery was crap too, and changed every 2 weeks. The livery changed because the whole team got overruled like every week, so that was cool. And then CPTL came calling, raced that Scirocco, missed 4 rounds, came in, bossed the wet, Couple podiums. Another season with CPTL, I think. No,
No, I think then was your Spirit
no.
season.
Then I went to Team Spirit, drove the Genesis. That was a bit of a boat too. And now I'm retired. So
Got the probably the most iconic GTRC moment.
yeah, oh, absolutely,
That long-awaited first win and just
absolutely.
everyone going nuts.
The whole Team Spirit, Team Halex, 515 Motorsport party erupted.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is what I think is very special about the GTRC community. I mean, I know that I'm sitting in the commentary box, but I know that Team Spirit, who carried, I think, the last couple of seasons a bit with the grid, with setting in 2 teams, setting in a lot of privateers. So I think from us all, big thanks to Pine and his squad.
Indeed, yeah.
Definitely.
To having
for
it
the
a bit
boys.
on your shoulders, but they always had. It wasn't really mattering what team you're driving for. If you're a nice guy, go to the party, have some fun. And I don't know how many people were in the party in the end, but it was always loud, of course, because Ruben was also there.
We love Ruben. He is an
Love
icon.
him. He's hilarious.
And yeah, I think
But yeah,
would be a shame if those guys wouldn't get any races here anymore.
I think
Yeah, I think
we will definitely sort something out. But like just to pull on to the point you made, it didn't matter who you drove for or whatever. There
I
was never
mean,
any bad blood. Um, you know, I raced for I've been through what 1, 2, 3, 4 teams as such, all because of GTRC.
yeah,
Like
this
yeah, it's,
I'd never race with you stick now in that EGTC without GTRC.
definitely.
mm,
But yeah,
So
it is an absolute insane community.
incredible.
These guys are absolutely great, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, I am pretty sure there won't be a season in 2023, but until
no, not 2023. I've got
there's
nothing planned except for the sort of odd event here and there, maybe one or two. I've got plans of my own at the moment. It's not going to be the last you'll hear of me or GTRC, that's for sure. And it'd be a shame to see this great big community that we've all built just go to nothing.
Nah, I don't
yeah,
think
but
we'll let that
it's
happen.
not going to. I've been on plenty of servers. I mean, there's a league GTEL. This league stopped in season 3. It never had a single race in Gran Turismo 7, and the server is still full. A few weeks ago, we got the announcement that season 4 is in the planning, and everyone is still hyped because the community is great. And I think this is also what we have here. I think if people, I don't think that the server will run out of people, and if there's an announcement at some point, I'm pretty sure that the guy's getting hyped, whatever it will be. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. We talked a bit about stuff, and there's a lot of off-season events or just one-make events, stuff like that, that can help sort things out to maybe have something unique and special in the future.
I 100% agree with you. I think whatever I think the Discord will still be active. I think everyone will still have a good laugh. Everyone will still take the piss out of each other.
Yeah, Kubinski definitely needs a place to leave all the shit posts, so
Exactly. So, but I think whatever event you think of, Will, if we can help you set something up, then you know where we are. And I think everyone will be hyped to get back into something. I mean, Rallycross. I mean, who's actually? Have you ever seen a Rallycross event in GT7 done?
No.
But that was a hit.
It was
That
absolute
was a
fun.
hit.
It was absolute fun.
From, I mean, again, Ruben carried, really, to be honest. A bit of an icon in that situation. But we've got you, Will, winning a heat on like the last millisecond of the race. Me winning a heat for my second
Can
GTRC
someone
win.
invite Mr. Joe Witt so that we can hear a couple of words from the champion?
Yeah, I
I
don't
will
have
do
him,
that.
so that's a Will department.
And what I have to point out about this series is this is, I think, the 5th season on GT7, and no one has 2 titles on GT7.
It's mad.
No, there's not actually. Let's see. So season 6 was
Van der Speck,
Van der Speck. Season 7 was
Shaheen.
Shaheen. 8 was.
Was
It wasn't
Gran?
Jason Grant, was it? It was Jason. It was Jason Grant.
Yeah, definitely.
Then 9 was Soreo.
Yes. Then last season
And
Davison,
then
and now we
10
have Joe
was
Witt.
Tyler. And then Joe, yeah.
A lot of star-studded names in there.
Yeah, that is showing a
Excellent,
lot
is
of
that?
what you have here in the grid. I mean, becoming champion is, and there were a lot of guys who had the potential. I mean, we have one here with you, Will, who
Absolutely.
definitely you are still definitely championship material. Hamza, absolute championship material. I know about Devil's Pace, but to be fair, he did not do enough races to really count. I think overall it was about 5 races or something like that. But yeah, we had a couple of insane fast guys. We had teams coming and going, but I think the core stayed, and I'm pretty sure they are ready when GTRC is. So Joe will join in a few minutes.
Oh, he's waiting, is he?
So, I mean, I think the first stuff we tested, and this is what is crazy about this community as well. The first thing we tested was when GT7 came out and tuning became an option. You could set cars to a PP limit, to a power limit. Will gave us a selection of cars where you had some little touring car races in.
Very well.
Everyone showed up with stupid nitrous in the car.
Nitrous powered, like, what was it, like polos or?
Yeah, we had the
things?
polo, and yeah, I mean, setups is quite the biggest quality I have in this game. And yeah, the cars looked insane stupid. We had a ride height, I think on the front it was quite at the minimum. On the rear it was quite the highest you can get, because this was the best for the car. And in the early stages this also had effect on the PP, so you could drown the PP down to run more power. But I heard the sound that someone joined the party. Yeah.
Indeed.
Who's that?
Is it Season 11 champion?
Could be.
Modest, I like it.
Yeah, I think Will already kind of confirmed it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some raw calculations, and it was, for me, as long as there's no car in between you and Sutters can finish all 3 races ahead of you and won't win the championship. So congratulations, Joe.
Okay.
Really, really deserved championship.
Well done.
It went really close in the end. So you had a really comfortable gap. after about round 5.
And then the track started to not suit the car.
But still, you were crazy fast. I mean, there were a few down tracks where the Peugeot didn't really work, where too much corners, not enough straights. But
What's the cycle? Does it do it?
what is your thought
Yeah.
about the season? Give us some impression of what you experienced here on track.
I don't know. Let's see.
We put him on the spot now. He wasn't ready for this when he joined.
No, I'm ready for pizza.
Okay, but did you enjoy the races? I think
I did,
they never went boring for you.
No, they did. There was always something going on.
Okay, this is great. And I mean, I think at least in the end of the season, also the standards on track went a bit better. People got a bit more
I think they
awareness.
did, yeah.
And yeah, if you don't have any incident reports on Red Bull Ring, you did something right, I think. And I think we had no incident report at Red Bull Ring.
I don't think we did actually. No,
That is
I
surprising.
can't think of
There you go.
anything. So
I've got one thing to say actually. I think it would be a good event to revisit. Is we did that just that PP limit on the Suzuka circuit,
oh, the one that Ruben set up.
and we had all of the different you just basically did whatever you want as long as you met the.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
those
that
different
was.
types of cars.
where we had the Porsche road car and stuff like that. Yeah, that was actually
and like
fun.
my
and, that
Evo
was,
and a Ferrari.
and the Lancia Delta.
That was me
Yes.
and the Lancia.
But I need a new
was-
Delta. My Delta is now
Ruben's Subaru, though,
overpowered.
that was insane.
Yeah,
That was-
definitely.
That
There's
was
something
good.
similar. We had currently also paused a time attack championship where it's just about lap times, but there's also PP limit. It was restricted to the powered wheels. So the first season was just rear powered, no matter where the engine is. So you could use mid-engine, rear engine, or front engine cars as long as the rear axle is powered. So PP limit, minimum weight, maximum power, and you had so many different car concepts. I think we had only the Alpine A110 as the only repeating car. I was in a 512 BB. Ruben was in the old BMW 3.0 CSL. We had Devil in a Nissan Celetti. We had so many crazy cars. We had a stupid Mustang with insane dumb ride height, and it was still quick. So this was also great fun. I think you can work a lot with the PP at least for one race event. I think for a whole season it would not work because you will always find this little overpowered car that could shred everything.
Yeah, there'll always be something. Yeah.
But for one event, like you said, it'd be fun. You'd see
I
past
think
it.
the Silvias, we need to bring them back at least sometime in the future, because that was an absolutely stellar series. I don't know why we got rid of that in the end. I think I romanticised the 155 too much, and look where that's gotten me. So
Yeah, but the 155 is such a pretty car, and it gives such. I mean, I'm over 30 years old, and so it gives me a lot of flashbacks to my childhood when the Alpha and the Calibra and the AMG raced against each other. These cars are so missing in this game.
Yeah.
I would like to do when they finally add the old GT500 NSX to match
Stop
the
dreaming.
Arms for. One day we'll stop getting ambulances and we'll get actual race cars.
It is
One day.
so crazy that, I mean, yeah, Polyphony is trying to give everyone cars and stuff, and I think also the roleplay community is a big part of the game. But with just a few additions, they could open the door for so many great championships. Like you said, the old DTM cars with Calibra maybe a good. I mean, they have no Opel in here, but also at BMW, at Aston Martin, the latest generation of the real DTM cars, not on Group 3,
Yeah.
could make it. The NSX could make it work. You have the Porsche from Le Mans, the old one, as road version, but not as race car. Bring it. You have something to match the CLK AMG.
Yeah, but it's okay because they gave us an ambulance. So that
Yeah.
makes up for it, right?
Next update, we will get a hearse.
I hope so.
Even better.
Or a fire truck.
Good God,
Yes.
fire truck.
Emergency
Safety cars
services
and police cars
championship.
already, so it's another emergency service down.
You know,
Yeah,
if you
we
ever
got-
get bored of the dry racing conditions, whip your fire engine out. Spray the track down.
Come on, Will Sutter's making places to go for us.
Oh. And a festival of speed event, that's one thing I want to do. One thing, I've got a few cars for that.
A what?
A festival of speed event.
Oh, come on, I'm in. Whatever it is, I'm in.
I hate
You know,
Goodwood.
get people. No, you don't. Everyone loves Goodwood.
No, it's a shitty track to race on.
No.
It
Not like
is.
the crappy. No. Not like the Goodwood revival, but like the actual festival of speed. Like
Yeah,
we set up a little course to get a hill climb done. You know, let people turn up in cars that they've made or they've used in other series. You know, have a little shootout and see what's really the quickest.
Over 1,000 horsepower Lancia Delta.
Just give me a PP.
There you go, then.
I'm building something right now.
I've got a
I think for a festival
Murcielago that does 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. So
Let me see what I've got in my garage.
I'm down.
I'm sure I've got something in the garage that I can wheel out.
Exactly. There's plenty of potential for GTRC. It's not dead.
Absolutely.
No,
It's
definitely not.
just hibernating. So
And then I think
we'll
when we
have
ask
something
about
before the end of the year.
some off-season events, we had a lot of input from the guys. So the ideas are a lot. Come on, my garage is just filled with.
How balanced are the Group C cars?
Oh, God.
Depending on the track, the problem is the BOP is completely shit. To be fair, if you want to do something like a Le Mans revival thing, the Porsche will just kick everyone's ass.
Oh, shit.
Not because of top speed. On top speed, the Nissan is quicker, but the Porsche is just sticking to the ground and doing like every corner flat. But
what about maybe something like Daytona, a classic Daytona or something like that? Either way, we've been waffling on for way too long, so I'm hungry. I've got dinner to eat
Yes,
and
yes.
a girlfriend to pay attention to.
No, but it's getting late. I mean, I'm an hour behind you guys. All good, all good. Yeah, I think it's usually when Kubinski is in a party. I had a Porsche Cup race with him and was in P2, quite hours behind him. I think it was a 20-second gap, and in the last lap he just vanished, and I won. I felt a bit sad for him, but I honestly felt sad for him. I mean, we could do especially for Kubinski, we could do something at Catalonia. Who can collect the highest possible track limit penalties? No, but yeah. Yeah. Yes. I think we're all pretty sure that GTRC will return at some point. So check the links with the Discord, join the Discord to not lose any news. Hydrated. Yeah, definitely. Yes. See you guys. Have a good night.